What's up YouTube, this is Collect Pokemon and I am back, and we are going to finally record back some video talking about investment and what is happening in the market. There's many different video and I think that I want to touch base on two things in this video. First is the Japanese market. Second is the Japanese card in the US market. So it's more of a, talking about Japanese cards and what is happening to those Japanese promo card. Why is the price so crazy? Yes, I am talking about you, Psyduck. Yes, you. So here's the thing. Recently there is a huge spike in the price of the Scream Munch Pikachu collection. Yes, that one I've been showing around on my Instagram. You guys better follow it, collect_Pokemon. It's been crazy. I have gotten multiple messages from no matter whether it's from the US or from locally, asking me if I would sell my PSA set. And I did sell some of them, and the price are absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy prices. Okay, so here's the thing. Let's talk about history, about the Scream Munch Pokemon set. It was released in 2018, if my memory serves me right, 2018. It was only released in a very small window. The 5 Scream Munch Pikachu cards were released at the end of 2018 and the early 2019 because there was a art exhibition at the Tokyo National Art Museum. And for that, Pokemon actually did a crossover and set up 5 different Pokemon cards. The Rowlet, the Psyduck, the Eevee, the Pikachu, as well as the Mimikyu. And that's pretty much that. The cards can only be obtained from a particular method. The Mimikyu came first. You can actually get the Mimikyu from a little tiny binder, and in front of it there's the Mimikyu card. So that one wasn't expensive at all. I mean, I'm not 100% sure how much it is in US dollar. Give me a second. It was around $7 US for that pack. Yeah, 7. You didn't hear wrong. $7 US for that pack. But after this initial release, it was sold out and it went to around $16 US a pack. Yes, 16. Yep. So then back then I wasn't able to get my hands on a lot of those. So later on I did buy some from the secondary market. I wasn't able to get it firsthand. That one, those cost me around most likely $20-30 US for one. So yeah, I did bring a lot in during that time. So that was some good time. So I got my Mimikyu. The other 3 cards, the Rowlet, the Eevee, and the Psyduck, were actually quite easy to get, and it was quite cheap to get. The most expensive one being Rowlet, because that back then Rowlet was actually a playable card, and people actually found it fun to put it in a deck. So at that time of release, you can actually get it in Japan for $9 US. That's the expensive one. That's the Rowlet. And the cheaper ones, which are your Psyduck and Eevee, was only $3.55. Yeah. So then times go on and by, and things got more expensive. Yeah, we know that. What about the Pikachu? I saw huge potential in that Pikachu because of the release. It was only released for 3 days. You can only get that Pikachu at the Tokyo National Art Museum during the December 10, 11, and 12. I can't remember. It was 3 days. So being a Pikachu lover and being crazy collect Pokemon, what did I do? I booked a ticket and I flew to Japan. Yeah, I did. I flew to Japan for 3 days and I was basically visiting the museum for all 3 days. It's quite cool. The first one, I actually spent like an hour trying to appreciate the art. It was really good art. And then after that, once you leave, at the end there will be this little lady with white gloves. They will hand you out that Pikachu card, and that's pretty much that. So you get your Pikachu card. So being me, I lined it up multiple times, and the ticket for that one visit will cost around $12 US. So yeah, I did spend some time going in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out of the museum for a while. Anyway, with that said, later on the cards weren't expensive. For the longest time being, it was around 18 to 20 US dollar, and it's been there for quite a long time. I mean, like almost a year. The price didn't change. Only in recent, I think only at the end or the beginning of 2020, we finally see some, uprise of that price. So with that said, after I got all my cards, I've decided to send it all to PSA. No, not all. I still have some raw cards here, but I sent most to PSA. A nice one. Then it came back. I was confused. I mean, that's no pun intended. I was actually confused because all the Psyducks got like 9. I mean, Psyduck Mimikyu was a 10, Pikachu PSA 10, Eevee PSA 10, all the others PSA 10. I was trying to collect like sets of these, and all the Psyduck came in as a 9. I was like, what the hell, man? I was looking at it over and over again with like magnifying glass and stuff. I still don't know why, but apparently it is. Okay, so then I was like, Psyduck might be a difficult card to grade. So what would I do? What would you do? So I decided to buy more. So I contacted some Japanese vendors, and basically I bought like 30, 40 copies of Psyduck, and then I was like, oh, okay, that's good. And then because Psyduck's price didn't change much, I just kind of left those Psyduck in my binder. So fast forward to these few months. Sorry, I had a really dry throat. So what exactly is happening now? Well, the price of that Pikachu card is currently 15,000 yen. And this is the buy list price for many of the local game stores in Japan. And like imagine, Toronto sending a buy list price of $132. Chances are that card is going to be worth like $200. And it is. Currently, everyone in Japan is trying to hunt down, is trying to look for that card. And not just that card, but all the other promotional card. For example, the 20th anniversary Fiesta card. So that one with the free starter, the Charmander, Squirrel, and Bulbasaur with the Pikachu. Yeah, that one has gone up significantly in price in Japan as well. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's crazy. But I'm here to tell you my thoughts and the reason why. Since the outbreak of the virus, there's simply not a lot of people playing paper cards. A lot of people has been deciding to hold back on Pokemon for a while. Because, Sun and Moon was a very, very good era. It's a very, very good era that many new players came into play. Many new players decided to come and play Pokemon. And, that era is over, and the hype of the competitive play seems to have cooled down. Those players are now maybe going to college, maybe, starting work. They think that they would not have time to play this new V mechanism, or they just simply you just can't play it because of the current quarantine and social distancing. So they look back at what cards are good to collect. So that huge group of players from the Sun and Moon era all suddenly shift to the collectors sector. And I think that is the reason why we're seeing such huge spike or huge rise, because those new players doesn't know history. They don't know the history of Pokemon. I mean, chances are they are they were like not even born yet when Pokemon was released back then. So now that they have time to sit down, do some research, and look at these cards, I mean, it's crazy. Those players, that large player base, has directed their attention to collecting, and that's what makes it crazy. That's what makes the price in Japan a lot higher than the price you actually find on eBay. It's actually cheaper to buy things on eBay than in Japan right now. Some of the cards. So especially over these 2 months, no rarity cards has gone up. Old back traditional Japanese cards has gone up. So all those prices are what is driving a lot of the Japanese promo card on eBay to go up as well. If you Google Munch Screen Pikachu or Munch set, Munch Mimikyu, you're not going to see a lot of listing. A month ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, you can still see a bunch of listing. Now there isn't any listing. And if there is, it's a very ridiculous price. And you might think it's ridiculous right now in this moment, but 2 weeks later, you might want to rethink whether it is that ridiculous. That is what is happening in the Japanese market. And I think that has a huge impact on the trophy card, promo card market in the Western society, or in US and things. And yeah, it's gonna be very, very interesting. Once that pool of people starts to understand the value of collecting, special sets like the new one that is coming out on July 10th may be their next chase. I'm not 100% sure yet, but that is what we're gonna take a look and observe. So that's pretty much it for this video. What I mainly want to focus on is the crazy prices that we're seeing. It's ridiculous. I mean, PWCC just auctioned off a Psyduck, Munch Psyduck, 2 of them actually, PSA 10. One went for $380. The other one went for $412. What is that? $380 and $412. That is insane. Like I said, this card was $3. I mean, I don't even know what to say. If you have that Munch set, hold on to it. Especially that Pikachu. The Pikachu will run out very soon. When I say run out, I meant PSA 10 population. All the people who in their mind was thinking, I need to grade that card, would have already graded that card. People who did not grade that card may not have known the value of a PSA 10 card. I still remember that day when I was at that museum, the art museum. People had the card. They simply put it in the wallet. No sleeve, no nothing. They put it in the wallet. It's a souvenir. They saw it as a souvenir. They want to keep it as, remembering that this day that they have been to this exhibition. So even if the value continues to increase and they decided to sell the souvenir, it's not going to be a PSA 10. And that is why, if you have a PSA 10, you're sitting on a gold mine. The price of that card will definitely skyrocket. It will go up and it will stay up. It won't retrace or whatever. It's just not possible. There's simply not enough copy that were only given out in 3 days. I mean, someone asked, hey, collect Pokemon, can you estimate on the number of copies? I can tell you, during that 3 days, it wasn't a huge line. There weren't huge lines trying to get in, as compared to the beginning and closer to the end of the exhibition. So, on average, I think, according to a website, they said that 8,000 people were admitted daily. On the 3 days I went, when they handed out the Pikachu card, it was a lot less. I am assuming that it is maybe 3,000 people. And the 3,000 people, some of them may have gotten multiple copies, like me, right? But I mean, 10,000 cards were given out. And so, I mean, currently the PSA population is around 800, but I mean, I know it might not be right because people recracked it and try and grade again, but I don't believe that more of them will show up in the PSA population anytime soon. That's my take. So if you have it, hold on to it. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Let me know what you think about this set and how crazy some of these Japanese promo cards are. Catch you in the next one. Peace.